So, thank you for inviting me to speak tonight. I feel honored and I was excited to put this together. And also, I am a mother and I am a grandmother. And I know as parents that we all face a lot of challenges in today's society. For me personally, as a mom, it's social media epidemic taking over my children and my grandchild, having picky eaters in the house, lack of organic food choices at the grocery stores, and definitely seasonal and local. You can't get the local produce that's organic, and lack of control over my children's diet as well. Whenever they would go to family, friends, parties, things like that, you never know what is going down in their bodies. Also, as a single mom, the majority of my life, it was a challenge to have enough time to prepare those healthy meals. And the fact that we live in a very toxic world. We have toxic air pollution, we have toxic water, we have toxic foods everywhere. Our bathing products have toxins in them, cleaning products, laundry products, and the toothpaste. So, in knowing all of this, how do we keep our children healthy in today's world? And hopefully, tonight you will learn some of the key things that I'm going to share with you on ways that I tried to help, my children stay healthy through the years, and obviously my granddaughter now. The number one thing is taking control as a parent. Educate yourself. Education is success in health. The more you know, the more you can make more positive, healthy choices. And educate your children. It's, a lot of people or clients will say, well, it's always a power struggle. And I'll say, well, did you tell them why? Are you teaching them why you want them to make this healthy choice? So you'll notice tonight I'm going to be constantly talking about share it with your child. Talk to your child about it. I think I need to move this out of the way so that, yeah, you guys can see these slides. Okay. So one of the things, I have a master's in art therapy, and I was a founder and a creator of an after-school art therapy program for 10 years and used creative art therapies to really help children balance themselves emotionally, mentally, and physically through the use of creative arts and natural health education. One of the biggest things that we focused in on class is emotional intelligence in children. Teaching your children about their emotions and why they're feeling what they're feeling is so important. And one of the ways that I would do this is just helping them understand to perceive what emotion they are feeling and actually labeling it for them. And then helping them understand that emotion and maybe why they're feeling it. And then giving them some tools and positive ways of managing those emotions. Now, so in my household, we would write them out. I would give them paper and they would actually draw their emotion for me. And then we would talk about it. We would drum. So if my son was angry, I'd hand him the drum and say, you know what? I want you to drum your anger out. I would turn on music and shift the mood. And then we also had these stuffed pillows, because obviously women or young girls and boys are different displaying in their emotions, and especially when it comes to anger. And I would allow him to just punch the pillow. And then when he felt like he was done, then we would talk about that anger and he would understand why he was angry. And he didn't have to continue to do that. I think by the age of 6, he didn't need to be punching pillows anymore. But it really was a great tool to help him realize it's okay to be angry. Let's deal with it in a positive way so you're not hurting yourself or others or doing anything that could harm anything. And then having a chance for them to calm down and talk about it. So as a parent, trying to label the emotion for your child, actually call it what it is. And then help explain to them what they're feeling and why, and ask them why they're feeling that way. It also helps them to understand what emotion they're feeling and why they're feeling it. And as a parent, staying calm. I know it's hard. You know, we have busy lives, and you're done with work, and then your child's throwing a tantrum, and you just want to scoop them up and put them in timeout and just walk away from it. But just trying to take a deep breath and help them work through that emotion will be much more to your benefit, because they will have processed it and released it, and it won't carry on into the evening or the rest of the day or the week. um, I would also take time and read books with my children about emotions, and then we also would draw faces of different emotions, and we would post them around the house, and that way we could point at the emotion and, you know, talk about it, and they were aware of, oh yeah, mom, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling sad. So those are some different tools you could use that really helped me with my children. And then, you know, obviously just wrapping your arms around them. Sometimes they just need you to hear you say, I understand. I understand why you're feeling that way, and I understand that you're feeling this. And just feeling that close physical touch can be very calming to them, and also gives them a chance to talk it out. Um, Two other things I forgot to mention: meditation and breathing. So we would practice those in class as well, which would teach the children that when you're feeling certain emotions, if you just stop and bring yourself to the moment and breathe, and you can, through breathing exercises and meditating, you can release those emotions, because they really are transient, and it's just energy passing through them. So, you know, also making them understand that that is what's happening to them. So that's one way of keeping children healthy, is making sure they have that emotional intelligence built inside of them, teaching them how to deal with their emotions, what they're feeling, why they're feeling, and positive ways of coping with them. Okay, the next thing is the mind. We as parents are pretty much responsible for helping our children really create a healthy mind. Each day of their life, we are depositing things into our memory banks of our children. We are programming them, if you want to call it that. So how do you do that? How do you do that in a positive way, so that they have high self-esteem, that they really do love themselves? You know, we're bombarded again with society, and there's so many negative influences that they are faced with on a daily basis that can really bring them down and make them start thinking negative thoughts. So the things that we would do in my house is this chart right here that you see. I had things like this posted all over the place. Actually, currently in my bathroom, I have positive mind affirmations on little cards, and they're in all the mirrors in the bathroom. I just slide them in the mirrors so that when the kids are looking at themselves, they're catching it, they're reading it. We would also I would also make sure that 5 times a day I was telling my children something positive about themselves. You're just amazing, and give them a hug. Or if they've done something, positively rewarding them with an affirmation, like, I was so proud of you when I saw you, you know, clean up your room today. So really building them up by making sure, you know, it doesn't have to be 5, but really making sure that every day you're feeding them that, they're absorbing that from you, and on a positive way, so that boosts their minds to think positively about themselves as well. Also, we're not perfect. So catching yourself when you may have said something derogatory to them, or it could have been very, you know, not hurtful, but to a child it might have been hurtful, and just, you know, apologizing for it, showing that you're not perfect as well, and say, you know, that wasn't right of me to say that. I really don't feel that way. I'm just really frustrated right now, and I've had a long day. So really even putting your emotion labels on your emotions, showing your children you're not perfect. They don't have to be perfect, but, you know, to still think highly of themselves, regardless of what kind of interactions occur between them and their siblings, or you and them, and always ending on a positive note. Healthy minds reach healthy goals. So also, if you hear them just mentioning something in passing, oh, I'm so stupid, oh, I can't do that, stop, pull them aside, and make them write it down. This is what I would do. And then I would make them write the opposite. And then I would have them hang it in their room where they had to see it. So I was always catching them in saying anything derogatory or negative about themselves. Now, where they got programmed to think that, who knows? But I definitely was going to take charge and make them change it. So being that type of role model as well is, just paying attention to your children and what are they thinking and saying about themselves, and are they being negative? And if they are being negative, stop that moment and help them change it to a positive. Okay, so I'm moving on now. The other thing that we obviously all have a challenge as parents is the media and social media. It is an epidemic. There are children from 15 to 18 spending 7.5 hours a day in front of screens, whether that be a TV or a gaming system of some sort or their phone. That is way too much. Why is it way too much? Because it's not healthy. It is damaging to the eyes. It is damaging to the brain. It is damaging to the body that sits still that long periods. It creates poor sleep habits. It impedes the brain development. And there's such negative advertising that we should be concerned about that is constantly going on the tube. So in knowing all of these things, how do we as parents take charge of this? Well, take the control back. Decide in your family, sit down together, have a family meeting, and explain to them why you're concerned and why it's going to be controlled, and that it will be used as a positive reinforcer when they clean their room, do their homework, have exercise 30 minutes that day, helped make the dinner, helped set the table, did their chores, whatever it is that you want to place as them doing something to be rewarded by it. And then what I do is I say, okay, you've earned an hour of media, and they get to choose. Is it a TV? Is it, a game they're going to play? Is it YouTube on their phone? And then they have to complete all of the other things, and then they can earn it again. But definitely do not allow them to be plugged into any type of media before bedtime, at least 2 hours before bedtime. They will be too high strung, too much static energy, and it will be hard for them to unwind and then get to sleep. So that's a definite. Try to change that if that's happening in your home. Don't allow the media plug-in to happen before bedtime, at least 2 hours before bedtime. And try to unplug for a whole day. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I grew up in a generation, we didn't have all of that. And I was never bored. So remember where you came from. Remember what you did, and help your children find fun in that and do it with them. Unplug for a whole day. Literally unplug the TV. Unplug all the gaming systems, take the phones away, and spend a whole day, and pick which day during the week it's going to be, and be a family. Go outside, go hiking, do things together, get the board games out. Do some artwork, bake with them, cook with them. There's so many things that you can do that is quality time versus them stuck in front of a screen. So those are some ideas of how to try to start getting some control back in your family with that. Okay, another huge thing is exercise. Teach your children to take exercise seriously, daily, and teach them why. It improves their cardiovascular endurance and heart health. It improves their respiration and breathing. It improves their muscle strength. It increases flexibility of their muscles. It prevents any fractures or bone break, and having more strong bone growth. It prevents obesity. It impacts their brain power. It increases their self-regulation skills. It's improved cognitive skills. functioning, attention, memory, and verbal comprehension. It improves self-esteem and attitude. And of course, exercise can be really fun. So setting a time, and maybe your kids are already involved in sports. Maybe they're in a sport, they're in dance, they're doing things like that, but try to make it be a daily existence in your life, and reward them for it, and try to find things that's fun for them. Go for a walk together as a family, go running, go swimming. There's so many great aerobic and yoga videos that you can even put on and do as a family. Biking, getting them involved in sports if they're not involved in sports, and dancing and hiking. In my house, sometimes we'll just put the music on and we just dance through the house, and it's a lot of fun, and it is exercise. So trying to be creative with it. My granddaughter, she loves doing yoga with me, and she's only 4. But you know what? She's been doing yoga with me since she was 1. And I would do yoga and I'd put her right on me and she'd get on the Pilates ball. And so being a role model as well, they need to see you getting up and moving, putting 30 minutes to 60 minutes of exercise into your day, and trying to bring it together as a family, and doing it together too. Okay, so that's another key point to children's health. Meditation. And really, this is not hard. I had my students meditating, and children, like I said, are sponges. You teach them something and you teach them why, and they have a desire to want to do these things. But it's all about education, and not a power struggle, not commanding them to do it, but teaching them first why, and then doing it together with them as well. So meditation greatly helps children to develop their focus and attention. It helps them overcome ADHD. It removes negative thoughts along with worries and stress. It lessens the effect of peer pressure on them. It boosts their immune system. It increases awareness, and it heightens compassion inside your child. So you'll see this on the right-hand side. This was something really cute I found on the internet. I haven't used this yet, but I will be, because I love Star Wars. But they can color this, but then it also explains how to meditate, and they can follow down through this. You can read it to them, you can do it together, and then at the end of their meditation, they can color it. So there's so many good resources. The website on the bottom here, I love this place. They have tons and tons and tons of free guided meditations for children, where you can just download and print the scripts. And there's the butterfly meditation. There's so many wonderful ones. So, trying to incorporate this in your lives as well, especially, when I had mentioned when you're seeing emotions. And this is definitely a way to teach your child, when you're feeling this way, you know what, this is a good tool we can use. Let's go meditate. Get some music on and lead them in a meditation. So another healthy tool that you can use. Okay, teaching your children to get adequate sleep and why. This is definitely a challenge for parents because of hectic schedules. If there's after school activities, or like I said, if they're plugged into social media, there can be power struggles going on about bedtime. You know what? Take your control back. Take your power back. I don't care how old your child is. If they live in your house, you are the parent. I have tons of clients that say, oh, but they argue with me and da-da-da. So what? They're living under your roof. Remember how our parents led our lives. Making sure that we are still the ones making the decisions in our house. And educate. Once you teach them why you're asking them to go to bed and sleep this many hours, and really help them understand how healthy it is for them, then they're more apt to want to do it. So how do we do it? Well, establishing the bedtime routine. Have an actual time set for bedtime, and try to start the bedtime routine half an hour to an hour beforehand. Make your child's bedroom a quiet, cool, dark place. Now, I know some children need night lights. Well, then make it a small night light that's not next to their bed, maybe off in their room somewhere. You definitely want the space around them to be the darkest it can be. establishing a relaxing routine, putting some soft music on, helping them unwind. In my household, we all drink a cup of sleepy time tea. It's wonderful. Putting a little bit of honey in there, that helps to induce sleep as well. Making sure your kids are not eating right before bedtime either. Avoiding social media before bedtime, and making sure they're getting regular exercise, but not right before bedtime. So those are some tricks to help the sleep along. The other things that I added in here in the center, I've always done this since my children were born, massaging them. I massage their feet. I do the reflex points on their feet with lavender essential oil, which was very relaxing. And then I would do their acupuncture points on their face. And my son, he would always make me roll his skin. So this got them used to that. And then we would read books, and then I would put some soft music on, and it was lights out. And that was the end of that. So it's almost like leading them up to it, getting them in an unwinding space, relaxing them, and then it's time for sleep. And you can see on the slide here, I also included how many hours they should be getting. And, some people are shocked by this information that, they should be getting that many hours, but sleep is very important. You can't get it back. Once you've missed a night of sleep, it just keeps going, and then it just keeps going on and on and on, where you're depleted of sleep. It's not like you can catch it up. And why it's so important is when the body is in the resting state, it's repairing itself. It is recovering. So it's very important to make sure your body is getting that long period of resting time so that all the energy can go to repair the body. So this is another good way of helping them be healthy, is making sure they're getting enough sleep and teaching them why, and getting a set bed schedule and routine in place. Okay, another thing is teaching your children to drink more water, making sure it's pure, filtered, spring water or alkaline water daily. And again, teach them why. 60% of the human body is water. We need water. And I'm not talking about other fluids, not juice, not milk, not any of the other things. We need just water for our body. The brain is composed of 70% water, and our lungs are nearly 90% water. Now, what do we do with this water? Well, these are some of the things you can teach your children so they understand why they need to be replenishing the well in their bodies and replenishing that water. It forms our saliva, helps with digestion, keeps our membranes moist. It's needed for brain hormones and neurotransmitters. It regulates our body temperature. It acts as a shock absorber for your brain and spinal cord. It converts your food to components needed for survival and digestion. It helps deliver organs. It helps deliver oxygen all over your body. It is held within every one of your organs. It lubricates your joints. It flushes body waste. And it allows your body cells to grow and reproduce and survive. So it is necessary. It is a necessity, and you need to teach your children that. Now, how much should they drink? Well, there's a little chart over here, but in all the years I've been a natural health consultant, rule of thumb is what I told people is half your body weight in ounces. So for example, if an 8-year-old weighs, 60 pounds, then they should be drinking 30 ounces of fresh water a day. So it's half your body weight in ounces. Okay, so another way of keeping your children healthy. All right, this is the epidemic that we have and we're faced with. Pretty much our food is poison. It's dangerous, and it is everywhere, and kids want to eat it because it looks good and social media tells them it's good, and all the advertisements and all their friends are doing it, and it's full of sugar, and it's full of preservatives and additives, and it's refined, and it's over processed, and it's dead. It is literally dead. It is empty calories. It is doing nothing for your children, and you need to teach them that. Yes, it tastes good. Yes, they want it, but teach them what it really is. when I was as a younger mom, when we would drive past fast food places, McDonald's, I would literally tell my kids, that's poison. And you know what? We should be putting a Mr. Yuck sticker on it. So when you put it in the right perception of what it truly is, and you educate them the truth, they are more apt to put it down and they don't want it. It's just like reprogramming the brain. You can reprogram anything. You can change a habit in 21 days. So what you're teaching them will go in their brain and it will sustain and they will remember it. And when you repeat it and you repeat it and repeat it, the next time they're faced with, being in front of that type of food, whether at friends and families or just out and about, guess what? They're going to be less apt to want to have it because you've taught them it's poison. You taught them there's nothing healthy in it. It is dead. It's not alive. It's giving your body no life force, no nutrients. And guess what? Kids are pretty smart. So definitely educate. Forget about the power struggles. It's all in the education. Once they learn the truth, they're more apt to want to make the healthier choice. Okay. So, solution number 1. These are some just different things I wanted to share. How do you start getting more of the organic whole foods in their diets? Snack time is key. They love snack time, making it fun, letting them help make their snacks. Here's a list of some really good healthy ones. Exposing them to avocado dip if they haven't already tried it, healthy organic cut up vegetables that are fresh and raw, celery stalks, nut butters, raisins, and other dry fruits and vegetables, bean dips, fresh vegetables, plain fat yogurt. We don't do dairy in our home other than some cheeses that are high in enzyme count, but they do have almond yogurts out now. I don't know if anyone has seen that, but we tend to stay away from the yogurts, but we do the kefirs, and we do make our own pickled vegetables, which has healthy strain of bacteria in them, which is not hard to make at all. And it is fun, and kids love to chop them up and get them all ready and put the sea salt on it. So, getting them involved in creating the healthy food too, they're more apt to eat it. I know my granddaughter is. She loves cooking with Shima. We love making our own granola bars and gluten-free foods, and she just loves it. So, and she eats it because we've made it together. So, there's some other ones, homemade snacks. You can make things at home and, use that day I mentioned, the unplugging day, as a way of preparing some healthy foods for the week and getting your kids involved in it. Also growing food. If you have the ability to do that, grow food together. Teach them how to grow it. Visit farms, volunteer at farms, take them to the farmers market, read books about health and healthy food choices and what vitamins and minerals are in each food choice. So they're learning about that. My granddaughter already knows that when she eats the carrots, it's helping her eyes and, all these different things. So I spew out information to her so that she knows, wow, when I eat this, this is what I'm doing for myself. So yeah, educate. Also have cook-offs in your house. It's really fun. And then offer prizes for the kids. And another good thing is I would let the kids choose what nationality meal we would be cooking. And but it would always still involve raw foods. And so if we were going to do Chinese or Mexican, we would try to, base it would still be healthy choices, healthy proteins, gluten-free, organic, but then we would always have a raw fresh. So doing things like that as well is a lot of fun for the family. And solution number 2 that I would like to share with you, Juice Plus. As a natural health consultant, even I have these challenges. I mentioned it in the beginning. My kids are picky eaters. How am I going to get the broccoli in my son because he doesn't like the broccoli, but he'll eat the carrots? But we need, as humans and growing and health and nutrition, we need a wide range of healthy vegetables and fruits. And when I was seeking out a solution and I found Juice Plus, and my sister was involved in it, and I was just blown away by this company. Not only are they high quality, they have integrity. I've been with a lot of companies over the last 20 years, and I can't say that about a lot of them. I was blown away that this is healthy, made from healthy whole foods that are organic. I was blown away by the clinical research that they have done. Was blown away by all of the things that past people that have taken the supplements have, found out, which is here on the slide: increased energy, boosts their immune systems, sleep better, increased antioxidants, improves fatigue, not having fatigue, strengthens your hair and nails, improves your skin conditions, helps weight loss, improves pregnancy, improves digestion, balances the hormones, improves your workout and recoveries, decreases allergies, reduces colds and flus, decreases needs and medication, reduces oxidative stress, reduces protein damage, decreases inflammation, and kids are sick fewer days. Those were the main things, and the convenience of it. Being a single mom, like I said, sometimes I don't have time to make those healthy meals, but if my kids took the Juice Plus that day, I'm not as worried, because I know they had their fruits and vegetables that they needed for healthy digestion, for detoxing their body, and for nutrition. So I love the convenience of it. I love that there is nothing bad in it.
Whisper, I'm just giving you a heads up. We've got less than 2 minutes for this. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the other thing is, it's free for children, and there's no bad things in it whatsoever. And we can't always say that about other vitamins on the shelves. So if you've liked anything that I've said tonight about Juice Plus and you want more information, please contact the person that invited you to this presentation. I love Juice Plus because they're about inspiring healthy living around the world. And I am definitely involved in carrying out that mission as a natural health consultant. Go ahead, Tanya.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to close for Tanya because I think she got booted out there. Whisper, thank you so very much for an incredible presentation. It was an education, actually. I would say it was more than an education than it was really a presentation. So thank you for taking the time out and sharing with us. For those of you who are kind of wishing you had somebody else on the call here tonight, we are doing this again next Wednesday night at 7:30. And if you are interested in learning about growing your own food year-round, we're also doing a Tower Garden talk on Monday evening at 7:30. So again, connect with the person who invited you here. There it is. There's the slide. You can take a screenshot of that if you can quickly. Again, thank you so very much, and have yourselves a lovely evening. And again, get back to the person who invited you here tonight. Blessings to you all.
Thank you.